how I'm your muse, loving when I lay next to you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. How's it going? I hope it's going good. My name is Shana, theshanabelle. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe to my channel with the bell notification on so you can be notified whenever I upload. And also give this video a thumbs up before we even get into stuff. Okay, so I do have a little disclaimers for you guys. So the next few days is going to be collective readings. I know I said I was still going to do pick a card readings all the time, which I still am going to do. However, to stay consistent, I'm not going to be able to do pick a card readings for the next few days because I am moving, and I'm moving out of my apartment back home in New York, and then the next day I'm moving to Paris, like out of the country. So for like 3 days I'm going to be moving from place to place, and I personally, like, I don't want to overwork myself, you know, so I'm going to binge create like videos for today, tomorrow, the day after, basically up until Monday where I'll be in Paris, and then hopefully I can record by Monday, and that's like me recording as soon as I touch down in Paris too, so to get content up for you guys on Tuesday. So yeah, so just give me a little leeway. Honestly, I might end up like throwing a subliminal or so here in there just so I can still get you guys content, but it might not be a pick a card reading, but it's still very good content that will help you guys. And you know, that's the type of content I put up basically. So like pick a card readings, collective readings, vlogs, and oh, also there will be a vlog on, there should be a vlog on Sunday, so that will go up on Sunday too. And then subliminals and affirmations and meditations, Reiki healing, things like that. So be on the lookout. Like, it won't just be readings, it won't just be pick a card readings I'm posting, especially if I want to be consistent. And also I just want to post that type of content. Like, that's the type of content I consume. So, and that's what I do in my practices, and that's what I do in my career. So I want to be able to provide those what's the word? I want you to be able to access those tools for yourself. Those tools is not the word I was looking for, but that's the word I can think of. Also, I got my hair done yesterday by my hairstylist. Like, how do you guys feel about it? I personally love my hair, so I'm kind of feeling myself. It's 26 inches. I got the hair off of AliExpress. I don't remember the name of the vendor I used, but I'm gonna see if I can find it very quickly, because I bought it off of my account. Okay, the vendor I used was I Wish off of AliExpress. I got body wave bundles, human hair extensions, 12A natural black, so 1B, and I got 4 bundles, all 26 inches. I got 26 inches. I only used 3 though. My stylist only used 3 out of the 4 bundles, and then we cut layers into it. I think next time I want her to cut more layers because I want it to like you know, fall down like that. Like, I want to be able to do that with my hair and it be like, you know, have layers there. So I probably will ask her to cut more layers next time, but I won't be going back to her until I come back from Paris in 4 months. So May 3rd, so somewhere around May, like the beginning of May, middle of May, I'll go back to her. And we're also going to do a relaxer, since I'm going to need to relax my hair because it'll be 6 months by the time I come back. So yeah, but those are all the updates I have for you guys. Also, I did drop 3 singles on December 11th. If you haven't listened to them yet, please go listen to them. Personally, I love my music, so I love it if you guys can listen to it as well, support me and enjoy it as well. I do plan on doing live performances in Paris and when I come back to America, so you know, you want to be able to know my songs and sing it when you come to my shows. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into your reading and start letting you guys know what's going to be coming. We're doing like general messages that need to come out right now for the collective. I'm going to start off with Reiki healing, like always. So if you're open and receptive to receiving this energy healing activation, just say yes, and you will receive it wherever you need it, most at this time in your mind, body, soul, and life. Okay. So I heard that you really know what you're doing and you've always been a very smart. I heard very smart girl, but if you're a guy too, like you've always been very smart. So people are trusting your judgment, also that you should trust your own judgment. Oh, that was actually a message I got on my TikTok video the other day, that you have good judgment and that you should trust yourself, trust your judgment, and stop going to other people. But this message was more so like other people talking about you in like a group setting. Like I saw like two people communicating, and they was like, yeah, like this person really knows, like you really know what you're doing. And then the other person was like, yeah, they've always been a really smart girl, really smart person, you know, very smart child. I also was hearing that you're a very, like you're a good child or a good person. We have the Five of Cups, we have the Seven of Cups, and then we have the Lovers. So Gemini energy is coming up. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so yeah, so this is giving with the Five of Cups. It's like, so you probably walked away from things, or like you lost things, or you know, failed at certain things, and you had like a bunch of options. So then so you failed something or walked away from something or lost something, and then that kind of like hurt your self-esteem, hurt your ego. And then you eventually was like, okay, well, I have all these other choices. Like you discovered, you know, there's two cups that you had. Instead of looking at the three cups you lost, you started looking at the two cups you had, and then you started to see a bunch of options, a bunch of opportunities. So this could also be like, you could have been like really depressed when you was younger. Like, trigger warning, if you want to fast forward a little bit, but this is a trigger warning. You could have been like suicidal or whatever growing up, and then like never really planned out your future, never really planned out what you wanted to do, because you never really expected to make it to adulthood, or like far in your adulthood. Like you was always, whenever you imagine your future, you always imagine yourself being like not being here. And then eventually you started to like change the way you looked at things, shift your mindset, so that you could have this could have been like when you got into spirituality and manifestation, and like understanding how your mind works, and like psychology. So then you started to see the world differently. You started to view your world as having like a bunch of options and a bunch of opportunities for you. So you started to look at the different options you have and decide like what it is that you wanted to do. And then with the Lovers, you fell in love with what you decided. You fell in love with life. You fell in love with what you decided to do. And then with the Nine of Pentacles, you became very abundant in it, or you're going to, like, with the Lovers being in the center, this could be like where you are right now. Like you're learning what you're in love with, you're falling in love with your life, you're falling in love with what you're doing, and then this is going to bring a bunch of abundance for you. With the Ten of Wands though, I'm going to let you know that this is still going to be a very long journey. But that's kind of good, because you was expecting to not be here, and now I'm letting you know you're going to live a very long, and I want to say tedious life, like, but not tedious in a sense where like you're drained all the time, but like tedious because it's like you're always going to be up and going and doing things. Like you're going to be a very abundant and fruitful person, a very happy person, happy-go-lucky, and very energetic. That's the word I was looking, like very energetic, very adventurous, very active. And yeah, you're just going to be having a lot to do, and you have a long way to go in your life, in your journey. Like you have a lot of things that you're going to accomplish, and a lot of things that you're going to overcome and do, and how you're going to change the world a lot and advance it. We have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So if you've been stressing about your future and stressing about if things are going to work out for you, like it really is, if you're going to find that one for you, that job for you, the place for you, the home for you, if you're ever going to feel like you belong somewhere and that you was meant to do something, you are. Like things just take time, and honestly it takes time and trial and error and figuring out what it is that you really want to do, and not really listening to society, like not letting society tell you what you should do and how your life should look and how you should go about doing things. Only you can tell yourself that. No one else can tell you. And I know we say this all the time, but at the same time, like you don't really understand it until you really start to do it, like really start to look at yourself and trust your own judgment, and stop going to other people for their advice and their judgment and their opinions, because who's to say that they know better for you? Even if they did something beforehand, they can't tell you how to live your life and what's going to be best for you, because they don't know who you are. They don't know how you feel in situations. You really have to be very mindful of yourself, your feelings, when you're doing things. How do you feel when you're doing it? Like, are you happy? Does it bring you joy? Does it stress you out? Does it make you want to wake up the morning and do it again, or does it make you want to stay in bed all day? You know, so it's like you you have to really evaluate these things on your own, because no one can tell you how something makes you feel. No one can tell you how happy somebody makes you. No one can tell you how happy a job or career makes you. Or, you know, some people, your parents might be doctors, so they're going to tell you go become a doctor, but you always wanted to be a lawyer, or you always want to, or maybe your parent, even if you want to be a doctor, maybe your friends were always pediatric surgeons and you want to be a cardiovascular surgeon, you know, but because your parents were pediatric surgeons, you're like, you know, I have to go pediatrics. But no, you don't have to. You can always pick something else. Or say that your parents always went to school or something like that, but you want to be an actress, and your parents might be like, no, you got to go to school, but and try to, you know, tear you down and make you feel like you can't be an actress. But that's because they never became successful in acting or know anyone who did. So they're going to tell you the safe route, and the safe route is usually the known route, you know. So people feel safe when they know what the outcome is going to be. So if no one ever experienced it, if no one ever did it, achieved it, or they don't know anyone who did it, then it's going to seem scary to them. But if you went, or if you had an uncle or aunt, or your parents were actresses and actors, then your parents wouldn't be like, oh no, don't be an actress, be a doctor, because you're not going to be successful as an actress, because your parents had been successful as an actress and an actor, so they know what it takes to become that, and they can teach you, and they know that it's possible and that you can make a good living off of it, you know. So people are always going based off of what they've experienced and how they perceive the world, and not actually right and wrong, yes and no, black and white. There's always gray area, okay? So I always say, don't ask for advice from somebody who hasn't been where you are. Like, yes, you can take the advice, you can ask them for advice, but take it with a grain of salt, because they don't really know the ropes, you know. They wouldn't know the ropes unless they were actually experiencing it. They can even have a friend who can tell them about it, or they can, you know, read books or something on it, but until you actually experience it yourself, you won't really know what it's like. And then even if you have gone through it yourself, you, just from you being a different person and it being a different time, and, you know, you looking different, you sounding different, whatever the case is, life will still be different for you. Everybody has their own traits, everybody has their own skills, everybody has their own talents, everybody has their own strengths, everybody has their own weaknesses. So you got to figure out what your weaknesses, what your strengths are, and then pick your career based off of that, what your likes and dislikes are, and all that stuff. Bottom deck is Hermit, so that's very much so going within. That's also Virgo energy, so there's a lot of Mercury energy here. So, but yeah, that is the reading, guys. I hope it resonated. If it did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know which part you came from and how it resonated. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel with the bell notification on, so you're notified whenever I upload. I use the Lightseers Tarot deck today, so if you'd like to purchase that, you can find that in the description box below. Or my Amazon storefront. Follow me on Amazon as well, and you can follow me on the rest of my platforms. All those are linked in the description box. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can find it in the description box, and subscribe to my Patreon, and also donate to the channel. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Teach me